We finished restoring your 1972 Nishijin A Pachinko machine, and this quick start guide will show you how to set it up and play. It's in your cabinet, the one that your grandfather built, a really nice cabinet. I want to show you how to get inside the machine because this cabinet has a back, and so you can't get to the back of the machine except by opening it through either this slot here or one on the other side. This one here, inside the hole, can't really see it, but there's a loop, and if I pull up on that loop, it will pop open your playfield door. So you pop it open, and then you can swing this open. To close it, you just grab it and push. Make sure it's tight. The other side, as you can see, it's down here at the bottom. There is a latch, and what you're going to do, the latch is probably like this. And so you're going to grab the latch and pull it down, and when you do, you can swing the machine open. I'm just trying to get out of the camera angle. I normally wouldn't use my thumb, use your finger, but I'm going to pull it down, and then you can swing it open to access the back of your machine. Now when you swing it open, it is a little top heavy, so you just want to make careful that it doesn't fall over on you. This is your original balls. We polished them all up and got them clean for you. Here's your bucket, and you can see one side is more curved than the other. This is straight, the other side is curved. Let me show you where it goes. Okay, your bucket will sit right here on this plate. We're going to slide it in, push it in. And whenever you close this, sometimes the bucket, if it's not over far enough to the right, it'll get caught on the latch that we use to open up the machine. So if you're pushing and it's getting caught, it might just be that this needs to scoot over a little bit. Okay, on the top of your machine, right here, this white part, there is a metal tab right underneath my finger that's holding that part down. That part doesn't move, so you need to flip that tab over to the right so that this part moves freely. This white part back here is your one ball seesaw. It's got two pachinko balls in it, and that part pivots up and down. And right now it's in the down position, the right side is down, and when it's in this position, balls will back up in your machine. You won't get any jackpots paid out, and you'll have jams. So you need to reset the seesaw. You can simply just take your finger, stick it in here, and push this down, and that will reset the seesaw, and that's the correct position. And you may notice these levers down here also moved. I'm going to move this one out of the way. This is normally out of the way when you have balls in the machine. And so I can also grab this wire right here, and I can just pivot this from the wrong position to the correct position. This is your lower track cover. It has what looks like a paper clip here. If you pull down on this, this will pop open, and you have two tracks in here, a front one and a back one that the balls roll down. You can open this in case you ever need to get inside there and clean. Just snap it back closed. This cover just covers your jackpot seesaw. We can pull down the tab, lift it up, and then we can see the seesaw here. Close that back up. Now what you need to do, this is pretty important, this lever right here, you lift it up and it'll lock. That way when we add balls in the machine, they will stop right here at the jackpot seesaw. Whenever you're ready to, oh actually it's the other way around. Yeah, no, lock is up. When you're ready to drain the balls out of the machine, you push it down. So right now we need it locked so we can play. Now here is the back of your flipper and a ball load lever and a wire. Just want to go over these real quick. You probably won't have to do anything when you're setting these up, but just while we're here, we'll go ahead and show you. So as you pull down on the flipper from the front, see that metal in back, the long metal going all the way? That's the back half of your flipper. There's a spring up here. That spring is what actually hits the ball and launches it on the playfield. So what's happening is I'm pulling back. It's moving through this roller right here. It's moving this plastic part. That plastic part is moving this post right here. And as it moves that post, it's loading a ball into your shooter lane so that you can shoot. So you need to make sure that this wire here is on the right side of this plastic part. also that this post is below that longer clear plastic so that it actually pushes it down. This metal here, what it's for is when you get a whole bunch of jackpots and the balls are backing up in your lower receiving tray, the weight of the balls will push down on this white part, lifting up that wire. And when they lift up that wire, what will happen is you'll shoot, and now that wire is holding this ball load lever out of the way. So I'm not going to be able to shoot until I remove the balls out of that bottom receiving tray, and then it'll fall back in position. So sometimes people will take this and they may put it on the wrong side, or they may take that post and stick it underneath this triangle and it won't work. So basically it needs to look like this. So here's your battery. We'll go ahead and connect it. I'm just going to turn it over, and when I do, this light over here came on. That light means that you don't have enough balls in your supply tray. If you add balls into the tray, then that light will go out. Your other light is right here, and it flashes when you get a jackpot. So normally when you're looking at the machine and it's ready to play, there's no lights on it. The only time you see a light is when you get a jackpot or whenever you're running low on balls. So now we're going to go ahead and shut the machine. So I'm just going to turn it around, close it. And as I'm pushing it closed, this top area hangs a little bit, so you might just have to lift up, push it, make sure it snaps tight. We'll add some balls to your supply tray. They'll run down this track, down this tube, into your recycler tray, and then they'll feed into the jackpot seesaw. As the balls are going, you're going to see this lever bouncing, and eventually when there's enough balls in your receiving tray, it'll cause this lever to move up and shut off the flow of balls. So you'll still have balls here, they just won't roll down here until you've got some jackpots and there's not enough balls here. Then it'll trigger the mechanism. Go ahead and put them in. Okay, and I usually like to just put a few extra here in the recycler tray. Go ahead and add some balls to your play tray. Now, the way to play Pachinko is, here's your finger rest bar. You put your index finger there and you put your thumb on the flipper. Then you're going to pull it all the way down and quickly let go. When you do, the ball will launch up your shooter lane, come all the way around, hit a bumper right here. It'll bounce off that bumper, and then it'll start to fall down your play field. The spinners will redirect it, and you're hoping it goes into one of the tulips or pockets or the center main attraction. If you go into any of those, you win a jackpot. And the jackpot, you'll get paid out balls. As the balls are paid out, they fall down and hit a bell, so you hear a soft bell sound. And you'll also see a light flash right here. Now, no matter which one of these it goes in, the same thing happens. You get the same payout. So one isn't better than the other necessarily, except if you go through the top, it'll open up the bottom one. And the tulips, right now they are open. If you get a ball to go in them, they close. If they're closed and a ball goes in them, they open. And obviously when they're open, it's much easier to win. So when you're playing, the skill part of the game comes in trying to get the ball towards the open tulips. So if this tulip is here, you'll just want to pull down on the flipper a little bit to get it to go up and then drop down and trying to aim for that one. I usually try to aim for the center one most of the time until these are open. Okay, the first time you shoot, when you load the machine, nothing will happen because it's actually loading a ball into the shooter lane. Now we'll go ahead and shoot. So we got a jackpot here. We saw the lights flash, and we got a payout of balls. We'll zoom in and play a little bit more. Drop a few balls in manually into the top pocket here. This one swings a little bit. Let's see if it'll stay in. the way through and open that one. I'll go ahead and close it. It's what's called a double hit. If it opened once, it stays open for 2 times. That way you have a better chance of getting more jackpots. Drop one over here. I'm going to close these. If you get one in either of the eyes of the frog, drop one over here. So by getting it in this eye, it opens up this one. If we drop one over here, it opens that one. Now we've won a lot of jackpots, and the nice thing about these recycler trays is whenever you don't get one to go into one of the jackpots, the pockets, the ball drops down and exits out and goes into that recycler tray and back. So you really don't have to refill your machine a whole lot with the recycler tray, but occasionally if you win a whole bunch of jackpots, you will. So to get them out of the play tray, you have this white lever here. You're going to slide it over to the left, and when you do, the balls will roll from here down into your receiving tray. Get those out of the way so you can see. So I'm going to slide this over. Now sometimes there's so many balls, the weight of them causes them to jam and they don't roll down, so you have to take your finger and move it out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and empty this and we'll take a look at the inside. Now, to open the play tray door, there is a little latch right here. What you're going to do is you're going to push down on it, and as you're pushing down, grab your play tray and swing it over to the right. So I'm going to push down, swing this over. Now have access to the shooter lane. So if there was a whole bunch of balls in here, I could now pick those out. There's just one laying there right now. Now the back of the door has the shooter assembly on it. And as you can see, there's several balls in there already. So to get those out, you can just manually pull down on this lever here and it'll pop it out into your hand. Or you could pinch these 2 pieces of plastic here and swing it open, and all the balls will fall straight down. So I'm just going to do it this way. And now I could pinch this, swing it open, in case I need to get in here, if there's carpet fuzz, oversized marbles, or anything else causing a jam. Go ahead and close that back together. Now whenever you go to close your play tray door, there's 2 things you need to watch for. One, you got this long pin right here. That's what we saw from the back half. So that needs to go below that other plastic ball load lever part. The other is you have this wire here. This wire controls a weight sign. Whenever you're low on balls, the light comes on to tell you you're low on balls. Also, this sign drops down in this window, and whenever that sign is there, that's also an indicator that you need to load balls. Now we currently have balls in the back of the machine, so as we close it, this wire is going to ride up over this wire here. So you just want to be careful as you're doing that. And as you push it closed, you can even push down this latch if you need to, if it feels like it's stuck. You don't want to force it. If you feel like you're forcing it, you want to double check right here, make sure that this is closing okay, maybe pushing down the latch. You also want to make sure that this pin is not pushing up against even with that other part, because if it's pushing and stuck, then you're going to need to have to open the machine up so you can move it out of the way. But this one seems to be working just fine. We got all the balls out of the front of the machine. To get the balls out of the back of the machine, we're going to push down on this drain lever, and when we do, the balls will roll out through this chute back here and into this bucket. I'll do that. I'll start that. You're going to take all the balls out of your machine. You don't ever want to lay it down with the balls in the machine, because then they can get in places they shouldn't be and cause jams. Okay, that concludes this quick start guide. We sure hope you enjoy your machine.